What's up guys, Venny here, bringing you a new video, and today we're going to be doing the first squad build. Well, actually I think this is going to be the second squad builder coming out on my main channel. You guys would have seen my dream starter team, but now let's talk about if you are using a less budget, you maybe only put a couple FIFA points on, or you're actually doing a full road to glory. This is the starter teams, maybe what you need to be looking for. If you are interested in seeing a bit more of these starter teams, head over to my second channel, which is in the description. I've done starter teams for the last week or so there's a lot of variations there if you want to see that, but I brought you guys the best one onto my main channel right here, which we will go into detail later on in the video. But yeah, if you are new around here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, but also leave a like and a comment. Let me know what type of players you are looking for to build your starter team around. But yeah, let's get into the video. Right guys, in goal we've got Castellas. This is one of the main keepers what I've picked in a lot of my starter teams on my second channel, and that is the main reason. It is because he comes at a decent height and he's got all round stats. All the other Bundesliga keepers look pretty standard. Obviously you've got the Neuer, who's going to be slightly better, but everyone between like that 83 to 80 range, like rated, all seem about the same. And that's why I've just gone with Castellas. He's got the most all-round stats. Comes at 6'6", and at the start of the year I love to aim for like a taller keeper, just because I feel like they are naturally better in goal, especially at the start. And of course, as the game goes on, we'll find out these cheap, overpowered goalkeepers, but they always are. As I said though, I usually do look for that taller keeper, but last year I think the best keeper in the game was ter Stegen by a long way. So that is something I need to consider, obviously looking at these keepers. So maybe I got the call with the big keeper wrong and he might be awful, but that is something to keep in mind. Okay, let's get into the right back here. We've got Dest. This is a bit of I don't know, by the time this actually comes out he might have moved to Bayern Munich or Barcelona, but if he doesn't and FIFA 21 gets released and he's got some cards what are at Ajax, I think this is the guy to look to pick up, mainly because I think, of course, he's going to go at Steens because he'll change team and so on, but obviously he's got this 87 pace, 79 dribble, 71 pass, and 67 defending, and 63 physical. I think he's definitely the best right back option you can go in the Eredivisie. There's obviously a couple options here. If Dest does leave and you still want to keep this Eredivisie sort of link, you can go with Mazza. I don't know how to say his name, so I'll just call him Mazza. To go into the right back slot, but for now we're using Dest until he moves. But yeah, his price might go up. I would say this is probably going to be, I don't know if this is going to be on the pricey range, maybe not, I don't know. It's there's one card in this sort of starter team who will be very expensive, but I'll get to him when we get to him. But yeah, Dest at right back, just probably one of your better right backs. If he goes to La Liga, he's definitely one to look out for. Even if he goes to the Bundesliga, he's another one to look out for, just because the links you can get around him. I think he's going to be one of your top picks going into FIFA 21, and of course if he gets a one to watch or just gets a couple of informs at these bigger teams, he's going to be unreal. He's going to be like the Semedo of last year in my opinion. In the centre back options, we've got the two Red Bull Leipzig centre backs. We've got Kohlstrom, who used to be a wing back in previous years, and Upamecano as a centre. I'm pretty sure Kohlstrom was a wing back. I know on Football Manager I think he's a left back, or a right back, I'm not really too sure, but I know on Football Manager he's a wing back, and I think he has been on FIFA, so that's why I said that. But coming up obviously in that 84 pace, 66 passing, 71 dribble, 82 defending, 77 physical, absolute all-round man mountain, really pacey. That's what you're looking for with these cheap, sweaty teams. You're just looking for a load of pace and just decent dribbling and skill moves possible in your attack, and that's sort of what this team brings. I think this team's a very all-round team, great for a lot of different formations, so that is of course my main thinking when building this team. And then of course the left centre back, Upamecano, 77 pace, 61 passing, 67 dribbles, 79 defending, 81 physical. Once again, just a great all-round defender. Probably somebody who, as I mentioned with Dest, of course, I think the links with him with Bayern Munich and Barcelona are a lot stronger compared to Upamecano possibly leaving. But there is this rumour that maybe Upamecano could be leaving too, so that's something to consider. If he goes to the Premier League, this card, I think he's going to be a one to get. But even at the Bundesliga, gives you great links at Red Bull as well, so he's definitely my pick for the left centre back spot. Left back, we've got Firpo, great choice here. There's a lot of Spanish left backs you can go for, so it's all preference. I think you've got Firpo, Gaia, and maybe a couple more, but yeah, I've gone with Firpo. I just think he's like one of the more all-round players with the 83 pace, 71 passing, 73 dribble, 75 defending, 76 physical. Probably feel great on the ball, decent enough pace at the start of the year. Of course, as the game goes on, this is probably something you need to look to upgrade when you get more coins from FUT champs and so on. If you want to keep the base of this team, maybe you go with Jordi Alba eventually, or I think you can even go Lodi, because the Atletico Madrid link with Laurent. So yeah, as I said, there's a lot of options you can go for with this team. So keep that in mind, really, when you're building your teams and when you're trying to upgrade it. Right, into the midfield now. We've got the midfield three. Of course, this is how we're going to be setting up the team before we get into game. But of course, at the end of this video, or the later end of this video, I will be showing you how I would set this team up in formation when it comes to FIFA 21. Of course, I don't know what formations are going to be good yet, but it's just going to be a guess of previous years what were good, and then just obviously applying the team into that. If you guys are also wanting to see a bit more content, as I did mention, I've got my second channel and that's in the description, but even more so, I've got my Twitch, and once FIFA 21 is fully released on the early access, I will be streaming every day as much as possible over there. So if you want to come hang out with me, you know, chill in the streams, watch the YouTube content or whatever. If you don't, it's also good, but yeah, if you want to come hang out in the streams whilst we're opening packs, running the Road to Glory and Drive to Glory, come check out the stream for sure. Into the midfield though, before I was mentioning it, Quincy Promes, 89 pace, 80 shooting, 79 passing, 82 dribble, 71 physical, an all-round beast really when it comes to early game FIFA. He's always one of them super subs if you've got a more expensive team, or he's just one of them sweaty starters players who you always want in your team. Obviously comes with that 5-star skills and I believe 4-star week, but great shooting and dribbling as well to add to that. So yeah, quality pick for you guys to go for. Then we've got the two centre mids. For when I'm looking into the in-game sort of formation, and we've got Zachary or Zakaria. Oh, I don't know how you say this guy. Me and like trying to pronounce names does not go a lot of times, but I give my best try with him. If you guys want to let me know how to actually say it, mention that in the comments as well. 83 pace, 64 shooting, 75 passing, 78 dribbling, 81 defending, 85 physical, an all-round mountain of a midfielder. He's always quite decent on FIFA as well. I think he's one of them players who always gets sort of recommended for them starter teams, and obviously he comes with a hyperlink into Mbolo, so definitely recommend picking up Zakaria, especially if you can get him alongside Laurent with the 84 pace, 74 shooting, 79 passing, 81 dribble, 78 defending, 82 physical. A lot of people I think will be getting Laurent at some point in their lifespan of FIFA 21. I think he's looking like that go-to player from like La Liga. Him and Vivaldi, I think maybe something that could you guys could look into getting. Maybe if you can get a Red Bull goalkeeper, Golaski, get this link in, and then maybe go La Liga up here and get like a Rivaldi here, and then somebody else up top to make sure it's all on full chem. So maybe that's a possibility for an upgrade. But yeah, Laurent looking unbelievable. These two controlling your midfield, they're going to be, I'm pretty sure they're both over 6 foot. They're just going to have a decent like frame as well. That's something important to sort of note when you're looking at these players. It's actually their body frame and how they feel in game. Of course, having these stats look great, but actually how they play in game is more important. And having a big body is a lot better if you're trying to get that like destroyer, more defensive player. As you see with Hullet and Vieira, what actually makes them so good is because of their body type. So keep that in mind when you're looking at these players. And I think that's what Zakaria is probably going to be looking more like a Vieira type player because of that defensive sort of style he does prefer from his card stats, but also just because of his body type in game. I believe he's like 6'2". I think if we quickly go over here, he's actually 6'3". So yeah, you're looking at like a cheap Patty V. That's what I'm going to be calling Zakaria. Is it Zakaria? I don't know. I'm going to call him Zaka from now on. If you ever hear me say Zaka, you know who it is. On to the rest of the team, the attacking side. And I would actually say with this team, I think the attack is the weakest out of the lot. And I think when people build their starter teams, they like these sweaty attackers more so than the defenders in midfield. But I think you're trying to get an all-round balanced team, and I think this is what we've sort of nailed with here. I'm not saying the attackers are bad, but I think there's a lot of upgrade what you can do to these players, especially on the right wing and the striker position with Anthony and Burla. I think Carrasco is going to be more than good enough, but I'll get into a little bit more information about him after we speak about Anthony. Anthony comes at a 90 pace, 70 shooting, 71 pass, and 84 dribble. I believe he's got 4-star skills and 2-star weak foot, and he's probably going to be quite weak in game. So keep that in mind with him. I think he's going to be okay for the starter teams. You know, your cheap looking prices, but I think as time goes on very quickly, and when people get him coins from FUT champs, rewards, opening packs, and whatever, he's going to be a player you need to replace fairly quickly and maybe change this right side up. But you can obviously do any sort of line green links on the right side, whoever you prefer. Up top we've got Mbolo, 87 pace, 76 shooting, 70 passing, 74 dribble, 81 physical. I believe he's got 4-star weak foot, 3-star skills, so something what I preferably prefer to have in my attacking place is 4-star, 4-star, but Mbolo obviously doesn't bring that with his sort of play, but at the end of the day, that's something I've just got to accept really when it comes to his play, especially working at a lower budget. So Mbolo is the choice there, not just because he gives that hyperlink into Zakaria. Even though I just said I'm going to call him Zakabam now, I still try to pronounce his name. This is not good. Carrasco at the left wing spot. I think he's going to be probably your better player in your attack out of all of them. Him and Promes actually, I think, are going to be the main two. As I say, I think you need to replace Anthony and Mbolo wherever possible, or whatever replacements you can do. But Carrasco, obviously, he's always been quite a decent player until I think he moved to China last year or so, and then he's sort of like, he didn't become that sort of player people look for because he's just so hard to link. But now he's back in the La Liga, and with Laurent obviously having such a crazy card, I think a lot of people will be using this link wherever possible. So definitely recommend picking up Carrasco, as he's an all-round quality winger really for an early game team. But how I would use this in game, I would only going to go over the 4-4-2 and the 4-2-3-1 with this team, because I don't think it suits the 4-1-2-1-2 in any sort of aspect. But yeah, let's get into it. So how I would probably set this team up is actually nearly that. So what I would do, obviously the backline stays the same. Carrasco goes out into that right mid role even, because he's obviously the right-footed player. With Anthony, I'm assuming with FIFA 21 the shooting is going to be similar to FIFA 20. It's going to be the near post, far post, B shot type, feel. I would assume that's the case. So I always, for that, I prefer to have left foot on the left and right foot on the right. So that's why I've gone with Anthony on the left, and I don't really want to trust his right foot wherever you can. And then obviously with Carrasco, I put him on the right. I believe he's like 4-star, 4-star. So yeah, 4-star, 4-star high low. If you want, you maybe prefer him to put up top, you can put Quincy Promes out on the right, and then obviously Carrasco up top. But for now, I put Carrasco on the right mid spot because I prefer to have that agile, more versatile player. Even Mbolo, maybe because he hasn't got that skill moves, maybe just use him as like that, just pacey, powerful winger, and then put in Carrasco, so you got the double 4-stars minimum up top. So yeah, maybe actually I think that could possibly be the way how to use this team. So yeah, Quincy Promes, Carrasco up top instead, and Mbolo out on the right. So you've got the more agile, more skillful players who are better anyway at their shooting sort of style. So put them up top. Laurent on the left and Zaka in the midfield. Is Laurent left foot? I have this feeling he is, but I might be wrong. I'm wrong. He's right foot and he's only got 3-star weak foot. So what's Zaka's weak foot? Okay, so you're going to be lacking the left foot in the midfield, but that's something it's okay. You can deal with that. At the end of the day, you can deal with that, especially with the cards, what they do bring. So yeah, this is how I would set it up before we get into the 4-2-3-1. Let's get into the 4-2-3-1 right here. So how I would set this up, very similar to how I would set up 4-4-2. Obviously, Zaka on the right, Laurent on the left. As I said, it doesn't really matter. It's just preference. If one was left-footed or one had a better weak foot, I would probably play them on the left side. But for now, I've just done it like that. Promes in the middle because he's the more agile. He's the closest thing to like probably when I'm looking at a cam, I kind of looking at Neymar because he's like the go-to player you need. So I've gone with Quincy Promes in that cam role because he's that agile, fast, skillful player. And Mbolo on the right, Anthony on the left, just because they're sort of like filler players, but they're also more than good enough at the start of the game. And then Carrasco as your main striker. But yeah, that'd be it for the video, guys. Let me know what your starter teams are looking like. If you want to put a link in the description, in the comments, and I can actually maybe do some reviewing of your teams if that is something you would enjoy. If not, let me know what you think of the video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And peace.